It's time. Okay, so this would be number 2 out of the 3-year wait for an FNF mod's development. And this one's Indie Cross. So, for me to set the mood, let's do a little lighting here.
As twins...
Very obviously, Indie Cross was a fantastic mod originally directed by Morrow. Now it is currently directed by Penkaru. And so, V2 is a big plan that's gonna be all about redoing some of the content, adding in Hollow Knight as a new week, as a definite thing, adding little one-shots as new content. And basically those are represented very similarly to the Goose from Untitled Goose Game, where they sort of choose to actually represent the week instead of representing, you know, well, instead of like representing just one song in a week, it is its own sort of thing. So it represents the game as a whole, meaning the art style has to represent the entire game. So that's a very cool idea. I do like the choices made so far. And I do like... Celeste is the only one I've had issue with, but it is looking nice. Like, it's just like, there are certain aspects to the art that don't look as nice that would be better. I have my gripes with them, but it's not that bad. It's just like, it's the art of Celeste song, not the actual like song itself. The song is fantastic. But yeah, we should... Man, this menu theme is perfect. I want to take a trip down memory lane as well to see like what else there was. Oh wait, I just realized something. Freaky Machine may be removed, which would suck. But that's okay. I can deal with it, somewhat. We'll see though. Because that's, like, that's definitely something that's gonna change. Because everything, like, Morrow isn't using DA games for VA work in his stuff, but that's besides the point. Wait, Cuphead, Sans, and Bendy in the OG, with Untitled Goose being the only extra. And like, all the songs are fantastic. Like, I liked Cuphead's week. It's very bombast, like very well formatted, and it makes me feel like it fits Cuphead very well. Like, which makes sense. It should. Undertale literally fits Sans to it. Like, the Sans week fits Undertale and Sans to a T. Bendy's week is the most off-putting because it's not fully. It's sort of going for its own thing. Meanwhile, like, a decent bit of the OST is still, like, there are some bits of the OST for Bendy that do still feel like Bendy, but it's like, it is very much its own thing, since Bendy has more atmospheric tracks rather than bombastic tracks. Obviously, each week got its own bonus content for bonus songs, which, The Devil was for Cuphead. Papyrus got 2 songs based on which route you chose. And then Bendy got 2 songs. Just straight up 2 songs. So it was pretty cool. And then you had the Nightmare songs, which are the hardest of the hardest, and oh boy, do I love trying to beat them. They're actually not as hard as they used to be, but it's worth it. And then the 2 secrets are Ghost, by typing Ghost in the free play menu. And then the classic is getting all the achievements and then typing Ghost, but me. Boondoggle is like SNS is by dying in Boondoggle. And then, you know, entering the gift code that Sans gives you. So it's like, it's a good joke song. Like, the OST is solid overall. Trust me, I love it. I mean, heck, you know what? Because Saster works too well for songs, I must. Obviously, most people don't care about the non-playable tracks, so it's fine. But like, it's very cool. I do like the new choices. Oh wait! Shoot, we may get it. Depending on if they still want to go forward with the Isaac song, since it's hidden in the files of their streamer build, we may get an Isaac song. I know they went with Baldi because it was in the files, but we'll see. I do, like, it, oh my gosh, this song is fantastic. Oh, seriously, what are they going to do with the new one? And the funny fact is, all of the songs will have new names. Which is crazy to think about. I do find it insane though that Despair is going to be 8 for, like, insanely long. Oh, I can't help but vibe. Yeah, Hornet getting her own Nightmare song is gonna be great. Oh frick. I'm realizing new information, but like, the mod overall is a fantastic mod. Great art, great songs. I enjoy this OST, even if people like to poo-poo on it. I'm like, this is a personal pleasure of mine. I love it, love it, love it. And it's insane how far we've come. So I'm happy to see where we've gone. Especially with what we're going to be getting eventually. But let's run into the devlog and then future content that we have announced, alright? So, in order for me to do so, let me read it. I've read it out already, so I have, like, understandably read everything, but I am, for your viewing pleasure, frick, this is gonna suck for YT when they see this, but because I don't really edit, but yeah, here we go. So, they talk about how it's loved to see everybody like it, even though, especially since it's been 3 years, they have fan art, or like art from the team, which it looks fantastic, by the way. They also reiterate the account's specific for news, therefore they can actually tell you, here, you want news, this is where. V2 did not drop in 2024 like they said. Many things transpired to cause it not to be met, and Penkara they'd like to apologize. Especially considering, yeah, that was pretty soon to announce it. They've been taking a different approach since the trailer to get content out sooner. V2 is apparently massive, and making up for a lack of playable content is going to be, instead of the average, you'd think they'd release a demo just like V1 did. However, instead, they're going for the modern modding approach. I'll detail that tomorrow, because I actually do want to talk about the modern modding approach, but it is a very good approach. It does help a bunch. They won't tell everybody what the separate releases will be, but the first one is specifically surrounding Hollow Knight. So, what they've detailed as the minimum for Hollow Knight is the week, bonuses, and a nightmare bonus, aka 4 songs, 3 to 4 songs, 1 to 2 songs, and 1 nightmare song. They're also planning to add some of the remasters from V1. Not every change, because obviously it's the modern modding approach in chunks. Anything that was previously teased will be playable. So basically they have to release what's been teased, meaning some of the new content will be free play. It's not going to be as massive as, say, what you'd think. The Hollow Knight update will be this year. They want to do it before Silksong, which, pretty cool idea, but yeah. They are making sure it's 2025, which is good. And I'm enjoying it so far. But one thing they did help us with, Cartoon Kerfuffle is not a V1. Like, is not a separate new song. It is not an original song. It is technically Technicolor Tussle V2. However, this is a cool idea. That means Sensational will be renamed. It will not be called Sensational, even though it is very obviously Sensational V2. In order to make sure people can have their own favorite song, like they can like the entire OST, and have it differentiated instead of, oh, this is V2, so you have to compare. It's, oh, this is a separate song now. Old songs will still be included, which is crazy. But we are going to have Legacy and then new songs, which will be cool. But they're going to rename songs so that they can actually not have comparisons, which is a good idea. Yeah, you could title it 2025, but that would still be similar to V2, but yeah, that makes sense. And then, of course, here, they're like, we're sorry for the downloadable content, we want to please fans, as well as making sure we please ourselves with the way we work stuff. And they tell everybody, not just us, but a lot of people in other projects are not consistently working on them compared to 2022, 2023, where some of the greatest mods would come out every week. Basically stating, development times are getting larger because no one's fully focusing on modding as much as we used to. Obviously, Penkaru, they've stated family issues happened. I do know a few times when he stated that, and when they stated that, and it was pretty crazy. Some people aren't gonna like the fact that it's like, this is the explanation for modern modding now. The reason we're doing modern modding strategies with chunks is because of this issue, where they don't want to do this as much as do one big stretch anymore. They need to do chunks. It doesn't work as well anymore. Working in semi-silence is not an issue. It's popping up a certain amount of time with silence. Like, it's better to have silence, but don't be too silent, where it's like, you go 3 years without saying anything, and then we're just gonna say, well, we don't care. But yeah, it's a very good way about explaining everything. Basically, Indie Cross, like, there will be a fully compiled build, I have no doubt about it, but for the most part, it's going to be in chunks, and it's going to be purely based on the chunk structure of modern modding, which I wholly understand, and it makes total sense to do it that way. So just, like, give Penkaru and the team some time. They've been working really hard, especially Penkaru. They've been working strenuously to make sure that everything works as well as they can. I do like his balance. It's a very good balance. But, like, yeah. I do hope this strategy of modern modding does reach other mods that we have no full idea about the release for. But, holy moly, Indie Cross, man, is that a good freaking mod. I love a bunch of the OST. There are a few songs I don't like, but those are an exception, because most of the OST is pretty good. I seriously, this year, man, we've got it. It's locked in. We're getting it. We're getting content. Don't worry. No freaking out this time. But yeah, for real, like the video, comment. Heck, comment wherever. I'm gonna post this to Twitter. I'm gonna friggin', you know, be bolstering about it, because this is a good thing. This devlog thing really helps. Like, modern modding, when you're doing this sort of long development time structure, or like if you're following older modding tactics where it's big long stretch thing, this sort of tactic of a devlog is a modern modding feature that helps on the older modding tactic for planning. But if you're a modern modding planning, it's sort of like, if it starts taking a bit too long, yeah, use the modern modding communication feature. But don't go too over with it. I enjoy it. Funny enough, I had to... Oh, wait. I almost forgot. There's one other little thing I need to talk about. The upcoming content. So as they stated, every song will get a rename. So Cartoon Kerfuffle is Technicolor Tussle. Snake Eyes, whatever it's going to be renamed to. Knockout will have a new name. Sensational will have a new name. Weird they didn't say Whoopi will. It has to. And then obviously, Burning in Hell will have a new name. Terrible Sin will have a new name. So will the other two songs. Like, oh, the three. Actually, almost forgot. There's another song on that list for Sans. final stretch. But with Bendy, Imminent Demise, Last Reel, and Nightmare Run, as well as Terrible Sin, will have new names. And then for bonus songs, Satanic Funkin' will have a new name, Bad to the Bone, don't know if it's still going to be included or if they're going to remake it and have a new name. Bone Doggle has to have a new name or like something. If they want to remake everything, obviously. If not everything is going to be remade, that's crazy. Ritual might have a new name and stuff. Freaky Machine may be removed, either that or remastered with a new name. And then the Nightmare songs. Devil's Gambit gets a new name. Bad Time will get a new name. And Nightmare and Despair will get a new name. The secret songs, Sinesse will probably remain, as well as Ghost. If Ghost gets remade, may have a new name. But it's cool ideas. And then Hollow Knight has Silk, Hollow Nest, and a third song. If she gets a fourth song, that's a different story. But it seems we may get a fourth song with Cuphead, considering King Dice is getting a song. Which, that would be... Usually, when you have 4 songs, you have 2 bonuses. Unless we're starting a weird thing, where we just get more bonuses because they wanted to add more cool bonuses. And then, apparently Kamix is composing the Nightmare Hornet song, because we know Nightmare Hornet is going to be a song, but Kamix still being on the team is pretty cool. Because Kamix is a very fantastic composer, especially for FNF too. And then the one-shots is Baldi, apparently Hedzo and Kiwi Quest are making it. Either Kiwi Quest had finished it in time, or Hedzo had to literally overtake the song because they gave up. Then we have Kiwi Quest and Benkaru. Hello Huggy was already finished. Wow, I didn't realize Reanimated had spoken out against it. The kicking, but that's one of the things that was old modding, when we used to not talk stuff out. Summit is Celeste's song. That's the only one I have issue art-wise, is Summit. The 4th and 5th song will be revealed probably when the mod gets them. But yeah, I remember there was a 1UP Cartoons Baldi song, and obviously everybody made a big fuss out of it. So Benkaru had to bend the knee. And well, there were only a few mods that he still had his work in. I have my personal thoughts, I've stated them before. Heck, finding out Ridixiel feels the same is pretty crazy. But, like, knowing a bunch of these songs that are upcoming, it's pretty cool. But yeah, keep working, team. I enjoy your work, I can't wait to hear what comes of it this year. Along with a bunch of other mods that we might get this year. I do hope Troubleshooting comes out this year. I am unfortunately going to have to make... If we get a devlog for Troubleshooting, that'll be much easier on me, less negative. Otherwise, oh, get ready for the pain train. Oh boy, that video is going to be I'm a bit more ferocious with that one. Not on the music, not on the art. Something else entirely. But I may be ferocious. I will try to be... As with this, it will mainly be an appreciation video, but the only thing I'm hoping for with that one is I hope we get a devlog for that one. But as far as that goes, everything's great. Once again, like, choose to subscribe if you wish. I play a bunch of FNF mods, whether live or in video. And then comment, whether it's on Twitter or on the video. Bye!